Hello and welcome. This is day 15 of Walking the Quiet Path, and today we're exploring the idea of grace in surrender. My name is Cate Field, and if you're joining now, don't worry, you're very, very welcome here. Some people enjoy following the series in order, but it's not essential. Each day stands on its own, and you're free to start wherever feels right for you. This series is based on my book, The Quiet Path, 30 Days of Creative Reflection. And each video offers a gentle moment of pause, a creative invitation, and a chance to reconnect with your inner rhythm without pressure or expectation. My approach as a teacher is always gentle and always encouraging. There are no rules here. You can write, paint, doodle, sit quietly, or simply listen. Take what you need today and just leave the rest, because this is your time and your space. A gentle space for creative exploration. Each session begins with a short poem and then an invitation for you to reflect and create in your own time. And I really hope you are going to enjoy it. So let's go. Petals drift earthward. No hurry in their falling, grace and surrender. There's a quiet beauty in letting go. A flower doesn't resist the loss of its petals, it releases them without regret, allowing them to fall, to rest, to become part of something new. And in creativity, as in life, we often cling to perfection, to completion, to control. But what would happen if we actually embraced surrender? What if we let things fall where they may, trusting that beauty exists even in release? Today, explore the act of letting go. Letting go of control, of expectations, of the need for things to be finished or perfect or flawless. And allow your creativity to drift, to fall, to land softly in unexpected places. These are your creative invitations. For painting and drawing, depict falling petals or leaves or something in the act of release, the soft edges or movements or floating forms. For writing, write about a time when surrendering to the moment led to something unexpectedly beautiful. For sculpting and textile art, work with materials that reflect lightness, soft fabric that drapes or paper that curls, forms that seem to float. For photography, capture something mid-motion, a leaf in descent, water rippling, fabric caught in the wind. For mixed media, let go of control. Drip paint, tear paper, create something unplanned, letting the process guide you. And your sensory prompt. Take a small object, like that petal or a leaf or a piece of paper, and hold it in your hand. And when you're ready, just let it go, release it, and watch how it falls. Notice its movement, its grace, and let this experience of surrender inspire your creative process today. So for day 15, I'm going to do a bit of mixed media, and I'm just going to play with some drips of water. I've got a water spray, I've got some very inexpensive vibrant watercolours, pot of water, and I might just add a few other bits and pieces as I go. I'm using a variety of different papers. I've got some watercolour paper here and some sort of quite shiny magazine print paper which will react differently. So I'm just going to start by doing a squirt. I've got my pot of water. I'm going to use a big fat decorator's brush actually. I'm going to make that wet and just sort of do some squirts on here as well, just activate the paint, and then just do some drops. I think I was going to do them all at the same time, actually. Just and again, this is about surrender, so I'm not really thinking about this at all. I'm not thinking about what I might use these for or anything like that. I'm just enjoying making a bit of a mess, actually, and that lovely art of surrender, and just, and it doesn't matter, and that's the thing, that's the freedom, I think, when we do things like this. I'd love to know what you're doing, or if you're just watching this at the moment and you're just getting some ideas, you could pop in the comments what is appealing to you, or are you actually feeling a little bit terrified because it's like, whoa, I've got to let go of something. Sometimes we can all be a little bit controlling, I think, of what we do. And I do want to do some mixed media with this, so I'm going to be adding some other medium. I think probably something like crayons, actually. I might just do something with that. I'm going to keep to this sort of green, might add a bit of yellow. But I'm just going to add this. There we go. Thank you so much for everyone who sort of commented and liked the previous days in this series. I really do appreciate you taking the time to write and message me and things like that. And if you want to share what you're doing, you can come and join the Facebook group if you haven't done that already. The link is in the description. And if you would like your own copy of The Quiet Path, I've put links to the hardback book, the paperback book, and the ebook, if you'd like to have a look at that. That's just rather joyful, actually. I'm going to leave those to dry, then I'm going to get my crayons out. These are just children's crayons, and when I'm teaching, I will quite often get my students to just make marks with crayons, because it kind of reminds them of when they were little. And they're not worried about making a mess, they're not worried about something looking fabulous. I'm just saying, just pick up the crayon and scribble. And if you've been following my channel for a while, and you'll know that recently I've been doing the June and July adventure. I don't know when you are watching this. You might be watching this way into the future. Anyway, June and July adventure is very much about letting go and sort of doing scribbles and drips and things like that, just so that we can relax a little bit. I think that is, you know, really important, and to just get that mark on the page, not to be afraid of the paper. And when I get my students to do this, and in my workshops and stuff like that, we just laugh because it's fun. And lots of people will say, oh my goodness, you know, I hadn't realised that I was really, really tense, and this has just helped me to relax a little bit. And you could do this with colouring pencils or felt tip pens, you know, things that we give to children when we start them off on their creative adventures, and that we can forget about when we get grown up and sensible. So that's my little scribbly doodle. Again, I'm not even thinking about what I might do, and I know in a lot of my tutorials I will kind of say, oh, this is where I might develop an idea, and all. I'm not doing that today. I'm just having fun, and it's that kind of purposeless
activity that can be quite liberating, actually, and we can just enjoy it, because that is the point. That is grace in surrender. We are just surrendering to the process and just seeing what happens. And then if later, later time, you've kind of popped this into your sketchbook and you look back and you think, oh, actually, I could use that technique for something else, then that's fine. But it's not for today. So I've just gone back to my little watercolour splashes. I just put a bit of tissue on to mop up some of the excess water. Although things are drying very quickly today because it's very hot. So yeah, we're having absolutely beautiful weather here in Dorset in southwest England. I'm just going to add now some of the crayons. I'll just do different with the blobs and the splashes. I thought I'd do something different sorts of marks with the crayons, just over the top of this, just sort of see what sort of effects I could get. Again, just allowing myself not to think about what I might do with these. Sort of taking my own medicine, as it were. Again, just allowing myself to play. Because we don't do that enough, I think, when we're grown up and sensible, do we? Which I think is a bit of a shame. So quite liking that one. Let's just move over this to this one and do something different. What if I was to do circles on this? And don't worry about things looking a mess. Please don't worry about that. You don't have to show anybody, do you? Unless you want to. And oh my goodness, the wonderful people on the in the Facebook group are so brave, I think. Although it's a very, very supportive community, and I love it. And people will show things that they think have gone wrong, and then other people will make comments about how much they love the colours or love the technique used and things like that. It is really nice. Really nice when that happens. And thank you to those who have bought my book, whether you've bought it with the ebook or the hardback book or the paperback book. I really do appreciate it. If you have bought it and you have a bit of time, if you could write a review, that would be wonderful. There we go. Oh, well, that's quite fun, isn't it? So just got those bits. The other bit is still really wet, so I might look at that one a little bit later. Then I got my lovely scribbly bit there as well.
Thank you so much for being here today and for allowing yourself to let go just a little bit. So whether you scribbled freely or dripped paint without purpose or simply watched and breathed, you have honoured the creative act of surrender. And if you'd like to continue walking this quiet path with me and with others, you're warmly invited to join the Facebook group that I mentioned earlier. It is such a gentle, encouraging space where we share reflections, ideas and creative moments. The link is in the description below. And if you'd like to explore these reflections in a deeper, more personal way, you'll find my book, The Quiet Path, 30 Days of Creative Reflection, linked below too, along with a free sample if you'd like to try it before you buy. Day 16 is called The Quiet Science of Noticing, and I hope you can join me for that one too, because it's one of my favourites. So until then, take care and let whatever you've begun today be enough. Bye bye.